Hi everybody, so in today's lesson we're going to be talking all about cloth diaper closures. So what I'm talking about is snaps versus Velcro. Now just as a little disclaimer here, Velcro is also known as Aplix or hook and loop in the cloth diapering world, and that is just the same thing with like Kleenex tissue. Kleenex is a brand name, Velcro is a brand name. So a cloth diaper site will refer to a closure as Aplix or hook and loop because it's not, most likely, not actually that brand. So you'll hear that fairly often, and those words can be used basically interchangeably in the community. So for ease of use, I'm just going to be saying Velcro because most people are familiar with that, but you can call it whatever you want. Alright, so we've got snaps versus Velcro. And I'm going to sort of do some pros and cons with these. A lot of people have a real definite preference, but there are definitely pros and cons of both, and it's important to know, what you want and what would work best for you before you make a big investment and get the wrong kind. And so, on a personal note, our stash is probably majority snaps and still a lot of Velcro. I would say a 50-50 stash, that's perfectly fine. You might like Velcro one day and you might like snaps another. But again, I'm going to give you the pros and cons. So first off, the biggest differences between snaps and the Velcro is that snaps are more durable and Velcro generally is easier to use. So if you've got a like, let's say you have a grandparent or maybe the dad that's diapering the baby, not as familiar, maybe not as confident with the cloth diapering, it is easier for them to use the Velcro because just like a disposable, they would put it on wherever it would fit the best. So there's no real explanation, they just kind of Velcro it on. With the snaps, you do have a little bit of explaining. This is a Fuzzy Buns here, a pocket diaper. You have to say which snap does it go to. Sometimes it's not exactly, completely obvious. With this particular diaper, you have the snaps on the top, and then kind of diagonally you have the snaps on the bottom. So it could be a little bit confusing because you've got the waist, or the hip and the waist snaps separate. So that could be a little bit confusing. But overall, once you know what fits on your baby, you know what size they're using, and you're kind of familiar with the pattern of the diaper, how it's laid out with the snaps, it's not that hard to do, and especially if you're getting used, if you're used to it, it's no big deal. We use the majority of snaps. So as far as the ease of use, I would say that it's easier to convince people with the Velcro. However, you do run into a little bit of problems with washing. So that is the con with Velcro, because snaps in your washer, you take them off the baby and you can throw this into the washer. This gets clean, this gets dried, and you just snap it on the baby when you're ready. With the Velcro, you need to make sure that when you take this off, you need to attach it to this laundry tab here, because otherwise this little guy right here will grab everything in the wash. This will grab other covers or diapers, and this can cause pilling. And it can also cause a giant laundry train, which is basically when all your diapers are stuck together with the Velcro. You may have seen this with your bibs, and that's not a good thing. This can definitely affect the the look of your diapers. It's just like if you have some nylons or pantyhose and you grab them with a hangnail, or let's say you have a swimsuit and you're like when you're a kid and you scoot across some concrete, it makes those little picks. And with your diapers, although it won't necessarily affect the wearability of them, it does affect how they look, kind of your resale value, and that sort of thing. Also, not just about the washing, but with Velcro, you do notice wear over time. The tabs, the part that has the more, the harder, more rough Velcro, these will get kind of plugged up with lint and all that sort of thing, which you can easily take out with a comb. That's not too big of a deal, but over time, you will notice that the Velcro kind of loses its really tacky and stickiness. For a lot of diapers, like Thirsties, you can get a lot of wear out of these before they start showing wear. But it can get to the point of where you do need to replace the Velcro, and that's something that involves a little bit of work. Some people can replace the Velcro for you, or by that time you might be done diapering your child and just decide to either pass on or recycle your covers anyway. So that's just a little con with the Velcro that you don't find with the snaps. However, with snaps, occasionally I've heard of people running into problems with a snap breaking. And if you were to break a snap, it is fairly complicated to replace one. You have to have a special tool, you have to buy the snaps. Although it's not, horribly expensive, it is something that's a lot more intimidating to most people, although you don't hear it happening as often. And I do know that some diaper companies have warranties on their diapers, and they will replace the snaps for you. So not something that's as common, but if you were to replace the snap, it's going to be harder than the Velcro. What else? As far as like comfort or how they would wear on your baby, they're very similar in my opinion. I mean, the diaper's going to fit the same way either way, but as far as like sizing, it's easier to size with the Velcro because you can stick this anywhere. You can make the waist, millimeters difference, whereas with the snaps, you're kind of, stuck with what you've got as far as the options for where the snaps are. What else? An older baby, that would be another thing. It is a lot easier for babies to learn how to pull the Velcro than it is for them to learn to unsnap diapers. So if you've got an older baby that's curious and getting into things, sometimes they do learn how to unvelcro their diapers, and that can be a problem for the older baby. And you can solve this by putting something over their diaper, making sure there's something, they've got pants or shorts or something on so they're not messing with the diaper. But this is something that a lot of disposable users will notice, that you don't want your baby taking off their diaper. That's not a good thing. Alright, I think I've covered most everything. My other little caution with the Velcro would just be, when you're taking off the diaper from your baby, you do have to worry about this. It's the rougher part of the Velcro. You want to just make sure as soon as you undo this that you put it on the Velcro tab. You're not scratching your baby's leg when you're pulling it off. Snaps, you don't necessarily have to worry about that, but you do have to worry about making sure that you get both the snaps snapped on something. You don't want this wearing against their hips or their legs. So yeah, that is my comparison of Velcro versus snaps. Like I said, the majority of our stash is snaps just because of, they last longer, they're more durable. However, we really do like the Velcro, and especially for grandma use and that sort of thing, the Velcro does come in very handy. Alright guys, I hope you learned a little bit from this video about diaper closures. Questions and comments below, and I'll see you for the next lesson.